My apologies, brother.
Oh, not at all. Getting used to the Los Santos humidity is,
Mm.
well, I guess lack thereof if you're coming from Vice City.
Oh, most certainly. It's the dry air is getting to me.
Yep. Mm. So, yes, as I was saying,
I need
his
my internet
trial
to
is coming
stop.
this week. And hopefully we can have this meeting with him tomorrow, which will be Monday. That gives us 4 days until we find if he is sentenced to death. Now,
Mm.
it is my understanding that he's asked EJ to be a character witness. She said that he wanted to ask me as well, but he has not yet done so. His sentiment on the meeting with you is that he will enter with an open mind. You could look at him in the eyes and tell him to go fuck himself, and he will respect whatever decision you have without any anger. Um, just with everything that is going on, I can tell you that there is more that he knows that he is yet to share. Therefore, I think it is in our best interest to do what we can to prevent him from being sentenced to death on Friday. I know that this may be difficult and hard to hear, and I want to reiterate that I'm not falling into some trap or spell or anything of the sorts, but we've become more acquainted with one another, and he's beginning to share things more freely with me because he does trust me. And again, I've tested him on things that I knew already, and he was honest. He said without saying that my conclusion of him being an asset is correct. And I feel like if he meant us harm, he would have killed me right then and there as we were speaking privately in an isolated area similar to this. One thing Edgar said is that I too am an asset because I'm creating value and being an integral part of my organization. And he's not wrong. I think everyone on our board are assets in some capacity, maybe not the same as you know who, but for our own purposes, yes. I hear a helicopter.
I have to admit I do not hear the same, but then again.
Also, remember that door that's in
Mm-hmm.
Kudo? One of my talks, I went on a ride with Edgar and drove up there. I've never seen him so panicked, telling me to get out of there. And the closer I got to that building with the door, he kept saying, Diego, get out of here. Get out of here. Please get out of here.
What's up, Stemper?
He seems like he generally cares for my safety and well being. He's had many opportunities to end me, um, which I know it could be part of the long game, but the information I have shared, in this game of tit for tat has been pretty meaningless. You know, told him who the man in the box was, and things like that. I did not tell him how I know or the conclusion of being an asset. I did ask him about Nest and the Epsilon Collective, if he'd heard of those. And he did tell me that the house that he was staying in was owned or managed by Wolf when on house arrest. More things that we've already known. So, while not everything was new information and more confirming what we already knew, it is still very telling. Is it not? Edgar's a charming man. He strikes me as someone who could lie through his teeth and everyone would believe him. But in these chances, he chose to be honest and truthful. And he warned me. He said that these questions that I'm asking, these names, that I need to be careful if I am looking into them because it's very dangerous for us. And we are pawns on the chessboard. He asked about the Oracle and if I knew what the Oracle was. I said I did not. I still pretended like I don't know what the Faceless are. And I know we truly don't know what happened to Brother Barry beyond the note that said to ask Edgar. But as we move into this meeting with him tomorrow, I'm just asking to please have an open mind. I know it's going to be difficult. I know you have a lot of feelings pent up about what happened to Barry and just everything that's been happening. But something in my gut is telling me we cannot let this man die on Friday. He told me that if he does, I can share all of the secrets he told me. But there's more. I know he knows more. As he discovers new things, he keeps me informed as well. He even admitted to having someone set up a camera once, but he did confirm that he's called all of his friends off the investigation. I know that you're very hesitant about this approach that I'm taking, but I feel like it's becoming more and more fruitful. And the choice is yours how we proceed, but it is my recommendation as your friend, as the one who believed in you when you were just peddling pamphlets in Vespucci, and as someone who is hopefully a trusted member of your board. This is not about saving Edgar. This is about having a reliable source. It's my thoughts that this Mr. W could also be an asset.
He's
Could
been
also
an
be
asset.
flopping, so to speak. These could be people who are caught in a game that won out, but in this game you can't leave. The only way out is dying. I know that you said that I don't have any compassion. And while I know you said those things because you're angry and upset and you did not mean what you said, but
Whoa.
I think in this case, compassion may be the key.
I hear it now. Ah, I think I hear it now. I believe this thing, and I've always believed it. Death is an easy and cheap way to avoid consequences, however dire an ultimate consequence it is. Now, am I of the opinion that other parties with special interest are invested in making sure that, regardless of what is determined on Friday, that man will walk away alive? So when you are talking about stopping the death penalty, are you talking about what, character witnesses, supplying the judges?
Well, I think we both know that whatever they want to happen will happen. But if the government doesn't kill him, they want him dead, someone else will find a way. And that is not our problem. But I think if we can stop the execution, at least we'll buy a little more time to get what we need from him.
What is your suggestion for that?
Well, that I'm not sure. This is a sticky situation, and we do need to keep New Epsilon's reputation pristine. And I don't think us necessarily speaking up saying, no, do not kill this person being accused of murder may not be the look that we want. Or maybe it is. Maybe it's the stance of the death penalty is cruel and inhumane. Or we simply do nothing and let Kraft decide.
I'm asking simply so I'm on the same page because I'm ruminating on everything you've said. So there isn't a plan or anything specific being asked of you, it's just a general, we gotta stop this. Insert details later.
Well, he never asked me about anything.
Mmm.
He never asked me to help him beat the death penalty or anything like that. That is me saying that if there's anything we can do to ensure that he's not put to death. I did also ask him that if he has any final wishes or things to share in the event that he does go, uh, to please prepare that just in case. It's a very difficult situation we're in because Edgar, this boogeyman of sorts, seems to be one of the missing pieces. For it sounds like you are not the only one that has been contacted by the Oracle.
Hmm. I imagine the details of this contact are, or have been asked to remain private.
Hmm. What I can tell you is it led him to somewhere we've already been. Similar to the graffiti on our humble abode. Uh, there was other graffiti, a warning. They're not who they seem to be. I'm starting to believe that this Epsilon Collective is using us as a pawn, a red herring of sorts, where everyone's attention is on us. But we are not the Epsilon Collective, for we are New Epsilon. So the watchful eyes are upon us while they move silently. They are not who they seem. Nest is not who they seem. Wolf is not who they seem. I believe, without telling, you can probably put your own assumption um, as to where this event happened. Remember a
Probably
couple
the
weeks ago when
billboards.
I pointed out a ladder and some paints on a very curious building by our curious billboard?
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall where another place you've seen someone carelessly leave paint is? Perhaps on our own roof?
Legion Square.
So I think if we pay close attention to detail, if we see any more paint materials laid around, then perhaps we can start figuring out where the Oracle may have left other clues. Obviously, they've probably been long cleaned up, but maybe there's some pattern in the location.
Hmm. Forgive me if you have answered this question before. What is the intended purpose of this conversation that
With
Edgar
Edgar,
expects us to have? Yes.
I think he just wants to understand. Um,
This is annoying. This is so annoying. This is so annoying. Are we back? All right. Chat, I'm so sorry. I don't know why the internet's doing this. Sorry, think I had a mini, I don't know, aneurysm there. Could you repeat what you just said?
how far back?
Ah, man, just say the whole thing again.
Oh, I think that this conversation that Edgar's hoping to have is just for understanding.
Aw, chat, thanks for hanging in
Um,
there.
I
I'm
think he
sorry it's
does
being
want
so
to
dumb.
know why you despise him, um, which, you know, he is responsible for the death of people that you care about. He says he did not have anything to do with the death of Barry, but again, there was the note. And I think it's just a way to kind of see if there is a way to work together. You know, I honestly, I really don't know 100% what the motive is. I will be there with you, so I don't think that there will be any threat of danger. But have you ever had a face to face conversation with Edgar?
Um, Not in the
Beyond
honest
the
way
tour?
that you are probably inferring. It's either been a hostage situation or random passing by.
Hmm, indeed. Well, I think we just go in with no expectations and, you know, you could just go in there and tell him to go fuck himself. You could tell him, he said that if you said he's never allowed to set foot on the center's property ever again, that he will respect your wishes with no anger, no qualms. So I think we just need to hear him out.
I can't help. This is legitimately so annoying. I'm so sorry, chat. Ugh. Okay. My apologies. What were we just talking about? I got a bit distracted. It's happening again. God damn it. Come on. Ha. Think I need to get a testing for asbestos, perhaps. My apologies, brother.
Oh, no worries.
You know what? I'm just gonna take a power nap over here. I am really sorry. We'll continue this conversation later.